Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Raw Live. I'm Frankie J, your host, and with me, my co-host T.O. T.O. There he is,
All
on
right.
live in the flesh here in our local home studio in Buffalo, New York, home of the Super Bowl champions this year, Buffalo Bills. But we want to just do real quick, T.O. I just wanted to send a shout out to Rich Lambo, our guest last week. It was awesome. By the way, he always comes through when we need a good guest, and he was awesome. And I had a great time with him and chopping the show up. So hopefully everyone got a chance to view that. But why don't we do this, Teal? Why don't we just dive into it today? Because we got a touchy subject, what I've labeled selective racism. I'll explain that in a minute. But why don't we go ahead and start things off with a couple on this day?
All right. 1830 horse race against what? A train. Who do you think won that horse race or that race?
Probably the
Just
horse.
told you. There you go. The horse. It was the first built locomotive
Ooh,
by Tom Thumb. And
Thanks,
he raced
Tom
against
Thumb.
that horse. Horse won due to malfunctions
a horse.
on that
On the locomotive.
on the locomotive. Yeah.
Choo choo breakdown.
1609, Henry Hudson explores Delaware Bay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well,
Do a little exploring.
good for him.
Let's see. 1963.
Damn explorer.
MLK, Martin Luther King, gives the
Yeah.
famous I Had a Dream speech in Washington, D.C. Big deal there.
Yeah, that's still fresh in everyone's mind.
Yeah, we had to memorize that speech a long time ago.
Yes, we did. Now it would be considered racist.
Yep, 1996, Prince Charles and Prince Diana got divorced, calling it quits.
Yeah, that was a toughie right there. Remember that broke news because royal families don't do that.
No, and here was one. This was Emmett Till. He was a black teen from Chicago, was abducted from his home in Money, Mississippi by two white men
Uh-oh.
after Emmett supposedly whistled at a white woman.
They don't do that at that time.
No, nope, do not do that at that time. That
Nope.
just goes to show you.
How much has changed?
Jeez. Well, a little bit, because we just had an incident like that in our hometown here.
Yeah, and I was also peeking at the news, but I read something actually just a few minutes ago before we jumped on here about something that happened, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
a mile down the road from us, in fact. But jump on yours first.
Yeah, no, I guess some girl had told a lie about her boyfriend, or somebody touching her or something, and then the boyfriend took action. They actually shot the other guy, and it all turned out that the girl lied about it.
No questions asked, huh?
No, so
Not good.
it's not good to make up stories, and
No, it's not. It's horrible.
especially young love. I mean, you get heated quick, unrational.
Yeah, it's before we go into that, let me bring up what I was talking about. Just a mile down the road from where I live, right? It's actually 2 blocks from University of Buffalo.
Mm.
There was I think the other night, Saturday night, or I don't know, Saturday night or Sunday night, or in the morning, 3:20 a.m. around. There's a few hotels around here because we have the college, and there
Fall.
was some sort of scuffle outside the hotel in the parking lot. It turns out that the one guy was trying to attack somebody with a carpenter nail. Turns out he and 3 other people are seeking asylum here in Amherst, New York.
Oh, great.
And they picked him up and still have yet to identify him. And the person that he was going after with a nail is actually a resident and was renting a room
Yeah.
because he's still trying to find an apartment to go to college. So he was attacked with a nail, freaking carpenter nail, by someone that shouldn't even
Be here.
be here. And that's kind of touchy with a lot of people, but facts are facts. And T.O. and facts, and we have in our audience,
I mean,
Joanne, the mom of the show. I don't know if you see it on there, T.O.
I understand that people need a place to stay sometimes, but hey, let's get here legally first. Legally.
Yeah, well, that's usually a good
And,
idea.
and if there was a place to put them, why are we putting them in a school? with
Why are you putting
kids?
them in a hotel 2 blocks from a major
Yeah.
college? I mean, they wouldn't do that in Boston. They wouldn't do that
They
in.
might.
Well, they probably have. We have another town here right by the Buffalo International Airport, Cheektowaga, and there was a couple people arrested there over the weekend as well for seeking asylum here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, we were pretty big here. Obviously, we're in Buffalo, New York, and
Buff.
we are California's little sister here, so we do whatever they do.
Yeah.
But they were housing these people at our local college and in the surrounding hotel
Yeah.
hotels while the kids were away from school. Luckily, a lot of these parents in our area have gotten together, called the school, and said, "Hey, I don't want my kid going to that school when we have potential criminals, but 100% here illegal people."
Yeah.
So luckily, the school has listened, and they've been shipping them, sadly, to other areas. So I feel for you
I mean,
wherever they
listen,
go.
I understand you want to seek asylum. I get it. Okay, maybe your home country's awful, poor conditions, whatever, but don't come here and try attacking somebody with a fucking 4-inch carpenter nail because why what would even start that? You have to
Well,
wonder because the area we live in is a good area. This is actually one of the safest towns in the
yeah,
U.S.
but if you put a criminal in the middle of church, he's going to create crimes in church.
True.
I mean, they don't care. That's just the
No,
way they are.
criminals are criminals, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We don't get special treatment. So what do I do if I get if I get into a tussle with somebody? Do I just play the I'm seeking asylum? I mean, what do I
No.
say to get out of it?
And in this regard, you have to play devil's advocate because the worst case, the people who are creating the crimes, everyone shouldn't be
No,
grouped in, but you are going to be because
it's
that's the
by
way it is.
default. If we go to their home countries, we're gonna stick out like sore thumbs, and we're gonna be looked at very highly. I don't care what anybody says. You can tell me I'm wrong or full of shit, whatever you want to tell me, but I'm telling you that's what happens. People profile. It's what people do.
Yeah.
It's what we've been raised to do, regardless of our background, heritage, nationality, whatever the fuck you want to call it now. What's a pronoun for race now? I mean, there's got to be a new one.
Human nature.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, what do you say to that?
I don't know. You can't fight it. You can't. And I just feel bad for the innocent people that are. I mean, this isn't the first case either, the one you just mentioned. It's happened a few times here where there's been high speed chases with these people who are seeking asylum but are criminals. And
Well, they're seeking asylum for a reason. One, there's different reasons. So, um, I
no,
do
yeah,
want to address Joanne, mother of the show. She's in the
oh,
audience. Made a comment that she will disagree with me where I am. So I I understand where she's thinking too. Um, well, where I'm at. Oh, you mean where I live? We live in a safe area.
oh yeah, no, this we're yeah, Buffalo as a whole is not a the
No,
but
we don't
we're in a
live in
suburb.
Buffalo. We are in a suburb of
Yeah,
Buffalo, which is 20 minutes from downtown. So we're not in a bad area. We're in a very safe, highly policed area because of where.
well, because of the police and because people care. I believe you look around. I mean, you go around and you see people being neighborly and caring about their neighbors and looking out for them and wanting to take care of their property. And it's the safest
Not
stuff.
according to stats. I'm not sure what she means by that. There might be some, safer areas than us. Obviously, I mean,
Well, I think we are the safest town in Buffalo. I
well, in
believe.
the city of Buffalo and in Erie County, we're one of the safest.
Yeah. We're not in the city.
We're not in the city. We're outside the city, just like you got New York City, downtown Manhattan.
And I love the city of Buffalo anyways. Even
Yeah,
though it does get a bad rap, it's beautiful. And there's a lot of nice people downtown.
yeah. I
A
mean,
lot of good
downtown.
things to see.
I don't feel unsafe when I go
It's
there.
unsafe everywhere.
I mean, yeah, everywhere there's crime. Okay, in the town we live in, Amherst, Amherst. Joanne, why don't you look that up real quick? Amherst, New York, 14226 zip code. Look that up, and you'll see different stats. But if you go 20 minutes north of where we are, just 20 minutes north of where we are, you have Niagara Falls. And what happened there the other night with one of your coworkers?
Oh yeah, that's a story I was about being touched by another guy. Her boyfriend went. They found this guy, shot him right in the road. Bunch of shots. They took off. They found out the girl lied, and then they curb stomped that girl's teeth out
And
for lying.
that's not a nice area during the day.
No,
Just so everybody
well,
understands that where this happened.
yeah,
That's a very, very, very dangerous area during the day, even with a police escort.
definitely. I mean, it's near the casino. You have your hotels.
Yep.
You have your scenic. I mean, it's bad there for sure. There's a lot of crime, a lot of hostility, but
There is.
it could be beautiful because you go to the other side in Canada and they have made a great.
Mhm.
I mean, the falls on that side is
Well, it's a visually more appealing side of the falls. That's what
true.
people say because we have the Horseshoe Falls. They have
But
the
yeah, I know. But Niagara Falls could be so much better.
it could be, but they're not going to invest a lot of money there because of everything going on.
True.
There's a lot of
Non-caring
a
people.
lot of racism in Niagara Falls too, believe it or not. And that's kind of where I was talking about selective racism. Why don't we just go into that? Because I think we could go on about who has a safer area and everything else. But
Let's fight, she said.
okay, let's fight, Joanne. Let's bring her up. All right, let me bring her up. Let's fight. Hi, Joanne. Welcome to the Thunderdome. You want to be on camera, Joanne?
Thunder from down under.
Yeah,
You want to fight face to face?
I do.
Okay, here it comes. Joanne. She's a nut. We'll invite her to the video. I got glasses on, so my eyes are protected. But all right, Mom. What do you got? Go ahead, have the floor. I'll let you vent out your shit.
Yeah. No, I need to. I guess basically. Wait, I gotta put my camera down a little more.
Yeah, all right. We've
you're
learned to
talking-
accept you.
You're talking about, all the shit that's going on, this stuff that gets in the news, this stuff that doesn't get in the news, and then you're
Joanne, can you
talking
speak up a
about-
little bit?
And then you're talking about maybe the mic needs to be. Oh, you know what I have to do it on? There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's because I have to do it on the phone.
Yeah, volume up on your phone is the mic. There you go.
Is the mic. There we go. Okay.
Much better. Thank you very much.
You're getting, a couple of few topics here that, you're covering all together. Like, first of all, the whole immigration, the whole
Yeah.
safety of cities.
We should have called that headlines of the day.
Right. You should have. Versus, and ultimately, when you talk to some people, again, some people feel we are a better country, and that a country, these people that are seeking asylum, we should figure out a way to help them. That's one way.
Yeah, I don't
The
disagree
other
with you.
Right. But the other thought process is, what's happening in New York City. Also, you talk about Buffalo. Buffalo, on the whole, I know you guys live in suburbs on the side of it, just like I live in a suburb of New York City. But, there's always this bad press. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, about all the crime. I mean, there's tons of it in New York City. There's also the press talking about the people that are at the Roosevelt Hotel. This was a couple of weeks ago. And some YouTuber, podcaster, did a video. And the video was kind of inaccurate. She did it at a very weird time.
What do you mean?
Meaning
video?
she did a video of people lying and sleeping in the streets by the Roosevelt Hotel.
Mhm.
Which
When it happened?
Right.
No, it was happening.
No, it was only happening from, let's say, 3 a.m. to 6 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
okay.
It
Yeah, because
wasn't
they have laws on
happening.
the streets.
Right. You weren't walking over them during the day.
Yeah,
okay?
New York, I think, has a special policy with that, don't they, Joanne?
Yeah, we're one of the, whatever you call them, cities,
Snotty cities.
No,
No,
like
no.
safe.
Safe.
Fucking
What do you
snot
call
bags.
them? Oh, come on. There's a word. That's what LA is. But look, I'm not going to disagree that there are bad people that come and that they then do bad things and then
Yes.
they take from us,
Yes.
taxpayers. I'm not going to disagree with that. But you also have to sort of kind of feel sorry for them.
I do in a way. I
No,
mean,
I don't.
Well, okay, all right. Let me
Yeah,
just
well,
throw
you
this
know
out
more
what,
do
there.
you want?
Todd?
You
Go
just
and
came
live
from-
their countries. Go
You just came
and
from nothing,
live.
and we just gave you a house, some food, and everything, and now you got to rob somebody else. Well, you already are doing way better here than you were there. So that
Well,
argument's
I don't
out the
know if
window.
they're all getting houses. They're not getting houses. They're getting
Well, they're
Not
getting
here
roofs
they
over
are.
their head.
tents.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
not here. Here they're getting nice hotel rooms that
Here
are
they're putting them
250
inside
bucks a night.
UB, where kids go.
Well,
Yeah, UB.
well, okay. That I didn't know about
yeah.
until you just said it.
And then they would. I mean,
Well,
there's
they've been
high-speed
complaining about it
chases
here
around.
Well,
locally.
excuse me. In New York City, they also gave the immigrants better housing than the homeless,
Homeless,
who are
yeah.
U.S. citizens. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're all. It's what the problem is.
We all have a gripe, I guess.
Right. There's always
It's-
gonna.
We're both right. That's the problem.
That's
and
right.
there's no
That's
way
right.
to fix it.
And that's right. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
how do you fix this?
you
Can't.
How
don't.
do how do you really fix something like this? And you're never
Well,
gonna.
stop letting people in. First of all, to even seek asylum until they're
Because you can say
vetted
you're
more
going to vet
purely,
me.
right?
You
Yeah.
can vet me for 2 days. I could lie to your face all day long.
Yeah, I mean, you
True.
can't vet. You really can't vet. So
No,
what
not.
do?
You
We
hope
are
for
a
the
better
best.
country,
Well, as title say,
and we
is
want to
hope
try
for the
and
best, prepare for the worst.
Yes.
right.
Prepare for the worst,
Well,
hope for the best. But
I
I
just
mean, it just sucks because they're
it
going to
does.
bring those stories up of people breaking
That's
into
right.
other people's homes and,
Yep.
just to cause more division. I guess
Well,
There
just
you
be
go.
safe. Try to
There
be
you go.
safe.
that kind of leads into the whole what I've labeled selective racism, and that's when people decide and select their day to feel they're being, or how do I put this without sounding completely stupid? There are people that are African American or American Indian or whatever. They'll select the times, days, months that they want to be, the victim. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I'm normally not a racist person. I don't have a racist bone in my body, but because something happened over in, whatever town, now they're against me because I'm black. So I might as well be feeling that people are racist against me. Selective racism. I mean, there's different kinds of racism. It's just one of those where people
Well,
don't
again,
come from a
remember
racist background.
what we talk about with the real definition. Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
racism is really, I
yes.
don't want, a black person, a Jew, um, in being able to use my bathroom. Okay. That, you don't want them to have things. You might have a
That's the
prejudice.
structural racism,
That's
right?
right. Right.
Laws,
I mean,
rules, things like that.
right. Right. And it's just sad. I mean, it's sad because we all are human and we all have needs and it's just sad to see
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
the
I think
hell
what you're
is.
talking about is internalized or personal racism. I just looked it
Racism
up.
sucks.
It
Well,
does. It sucks everywhere. And
It does.
unfortunately, people are starting to exploit it now. Why not? Why not?
Well,
Mm.
Well, I
I
went to
guess.
school with tons of kids that wouldn't have imagined throwing the word race around in 1996. Okay. But I don't know where their families are today and where they are in, life itself with everything that's happened in the last 35 years. But
Sure.
it's safe to say that chances are they've exploited the race card somehow.
Some people
Since
say you
that
can't
time.
make it go away if you keep talking about it.
well,
Thank
that's
you.
probably true.
Todd, that was the smartest thing
really
you've
is
said
that.
ever.
Oh, stop it. Oy vey.
That was
But
awesome, Todd.
But
I
you
love
want to
it.
know something? It's true. It's true because it's
And
true
it
about
is.
anything.
Damn Skippy.
It's like if you keep talking about it, you're not going to do anything about it. You're just
Correct.
going to make it worse.
Well, it's like a bad
Good
relationship,
advice.
right?
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah,
you
thanks,
just gave
Todd.
me some. You just gave me some good business
Yeah.
advice.
No,
It's
just
like,
make
Joanne,
sure
shut
to
the fuck up.
let's make
Oops, I
sure to
cursed.
somehow message your husband on the side and tell him to go talk to some divorce attorneys before you get to him, so there won't be any,
What
conflict
if they
of
pick the
interest.
same one? Then you got to stay together.
Well, no,
No,
it was
you're
No,
not
I'm just
allowed
kidding.
to.
no.
Didn't
I
you
saw
know
it
that?
Sopranos. The show
Yeah,
Sopranos.
No,
right,
no, you're
right,
not
right,
allowed
right.
to.
Tony
Which of the
Soprano went around and visited all the
all
attorneys
the
when his wife
attorneys
said
so
we're
that she
divorcing.
couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and
well,
they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't. We talked to your husband." She's like, "Yeah, it's fucking shitbag."
That's awesome.
Joanne, you should say those words. You'll sound just like Edie
I know,
Falco.
right?
You fucking
I know.
shitbag.
And what's interesting is I had some visitors this weekend who were
Were they
casting
aliens?
directors.
Were they
and
seeking
all-
asylum?
No, they weren't. And they all were like good friends with all the Sopranos. So it was like
No.
really
Oh,
cool.
so they're seeking
Re-
domination. They want to be part of the
you
greasy
know,
greasy
but it
palms
just-
society.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I think it's sad, and I think you're right, Todd.
is.
That really is a good saying. If you talk about it all the time, it's not going to go away.
No, it's not. That's a good
And
one.
does it
I'm
make it
still
worse?
impressed.
That
I
I
feel
am
like I should hand the
too.
mic over.
I got my own.
Yep.
I think I'm dehydrated.
Oh.
I haven't felt good the last few days, and every time I
Wait,
laugh.
didn't go on?
Well,
you
go,
know,
no,
what
go
happened?
ahead, Joanne.
No,
Hit
I'm
the IV.
sorry, man. Didn't you guys get an earthquake?
Yes.
Yeah,
Ontario, I
think
believe.
somewhere. I didn't lose anything off the wall, so I don't care.
Okay.
It was last
'cause
night, about 17 hours ago. to
I
be
thought that was my
exact.
stomach.
The moon I took a picture of last night was crazy.
Oh,
I mean, the moon was beautiful last night.
Yeah.
oh, I don't
It
know.
must be a gorgeous shot.
I'm
that
on a
must
moon
be a
chaser.
beautiful shot.
Well, that's why you get your headaches.
Yeah. Well, I think the seasonal change. My doctor told me today. Every friggin' year around this time, I get sicker than a dog. I can't eat. I'm sick. I fever. It doesn't matter if I
Uh,
have the air conditioning full blast. I'm sweating, but I'm cold, and
Yeah.
and then I get a
Barometric
migraine.
pressure just
Yo,
lifts
yeah,
your
but I
ass
mean,
up.
is there really the weather change? Because we've got
Uh,
so
up
many
here, yeah,
different weathers.
we do.
can't
Is your
blame it
weather
on
getting
anything.
cooler?
Yes,
Yeah, at nighttime it is.
yes. Well, that's the problem, and that's when I'm getting sick at night.
Mm,
Like during the day when it's super duper hot, I should actually say no. Reverse that. I meant to say during the day I don't feel well because it's so goddamn hot, and I get sick and I don't feel well. And then by the time night comes, my head's already just pressured, and I think what happens is it activates when it gets a little chillier outside. Because I'm cracking
yeah.
my windows now at night too.
No, that's
And
good.
this last week or so, I'm getting headaches every other night, and they right behind my eyes. And
Oof.
and I just want to take a drill like right there and
Reminds me of
press
my
on it.
neck. Yep,
Oh
I get it.
yeah,
I get you.
um, yeah, it's tough. It's the time of year, barometric pressures. Joanne, you know about all that. You got,
Yeah.
uh, you know, you live by water too. I mean, aren't you
Yeah.
close to water? Doesn't that
Yes, I am.
make a difference with
But
your overall physical health?
knock wood, I mean,
Yeah,
I got
you've been
sick
lucky.
about 2 or 3 weeks ago for the first time in a really long time.
Oh, they finally
And
found
it
out
just, yeah, right. Haha.
what
And
doctor.
it, and it was just, like a cold and a little bit
Well,
of a
COVID.
fever. And, no, it wasn't COVID. Um,
You sure? Because they're starting to
yes.
say there's a new strain.
Oh, please, you know
It's
what?
coming back.
Do we want to talk about this or not? Because
I
this
don't
is
know.
See, I'm
where
coughing.
Please don't talk about. Hey, if we don't talk about it, maybe it'll go away.
maybe it won't
Yeah,
happen. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I am a conspiracy. No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, I'm
But
leaving.
okay, but
Oh
I'm
boy.
sorry. I think that this is really going to be a bunch of bullshit. It's going to
Well,
Yeah.
be.
it was the first time
Well, that's right.
because I feel
And
sick like I did 3 years ago this time, and I get the rumble chest and the headaches and everything else, and they put me through 15 COVID tests.
I just want somebody on my side from the My Body, My Choice.
thank you,
Where the hell did that come
thank
from?
you. No,
Because
I
they
Oh,
always
because
yeah, yeah,
spout
yeah,
my.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, no,
because
I
I was like,
basically,
my
are
body,
you
my
going to
choice. What are we
start?
talking about here?
Yeah, no, because are you going to start give? Are you going to look? I was vaccinated. It took me a while. I mean, my husband and my kids were like,
Yeah, okay, but who finally pushed you? Okay, I'll tell you the reasoning
who
why I
finally
was
pushed me?
forced to get
Okay,
vaccinated. I was forced to
okay.
by default, and I'll tell you about that. But go ahead,
Me
Joanne.
too. Oh, I was forced because New York City would not allow you to go into restaurants without a vaccination card. And you know
Correct.
what? I like seeing my children, and
Good
we
point.
like to, and that's the way that we socialize. And
Yeah,
not only
they
that,
took that away.
my kids didn't. The entertainment industry also forced you to have the vaccine. So I was able to do some background work maybe once because then they wanted you to do boosters. And I'm not doing the boosters. I'm not an anti vaxxer, I'm a
Boost
vaccine
this.
hesitant person.
Yeah.
My kids, I can only say I would not want to be a parent of a young baby right now. They
No,
get
because
like
they'd be screaming all day long every day, getting poked with goddamn needles.
I mean, I don't know, it's like 19 vaccines. At least when my kids were young, I was able to separate out the vaccines because I
How
didn't
many
want
times were
them
they young?
punched.
What?
When my kids were young.
Yeah. Well, those were. I mean, no, yeah, but those took
Well,
long studies for those vaccines to come out too back then.
yeah, it took
Well,
almost
of
over a
Didn't
course.
they,
year.
or no, or
Yeah,
did
how
they
did,
just?
No, it took almost a year. The first year of the pandemic was
No,
them
I
coming
mean
up.
for old school vaccines like
no,
polio
old
and.
school vaccines
Yeah.
would take 6 years
Okay.
before you would really know what it was doing. Now, of course,
Well, because the vaccines are a mix of the virus themselves to build up
right,
your
your
antibodies or
immune
whatever,
system.
your immune system. See, with having the MS, that's why I explained to Todd. Anytime I don't feel well, I'm annoying. I'll turn into the biggest prick, and
We
I
all are
have
that
what's
way.
called flare ups with the MS, and I don't feel good up
Right.
here
And when you
or
don't
down
feel
here.
good, that's right. You don't
I
act
don't
good.
feel good, and I'll say things that I normally wouldn't say. I'll rage faster,
Yep.
and it's because of the MS and it being neurological in the spine and lesions in my brain and the black hole and all the
And
other
bipolar.
shit wrong with me. And I'm bipolar. I'm fucking crazy. But it's
Me
not
too.
my fault. I live with it and I don't try to use it as a crutch. I just try to explain it to Todd. Instead of fighting with him when we have disagreements, when I used to want to just drive to his house 10 minutes on the road and smash windows, I'm not gonna talk to him the rest of the night, or I'll just talk to him in a couple days. Let me
I
cool
need
off.
to learn that skill.
It's hard because Todd's
I
really
need to.
good at
Yeah,
poking.
well, I know a lot of people that are really good at
Yeah, well,
and
Todd's good at it. If you ever need
and
some tips,
no, what I need tips is I need the tips of like how not to get triggered. I mean, I really
Ignore 'em.
need
you
right.
know what?
It
It's easier said than done when
of
you're
course it
in a
is.
different space. It depends
Yeah,
on your surroundings
yeah,
too, right?
Mhm.
I'm not the
yes,
most healthy
yes.
person because I don't go outside a lot. Why? Because I don't like what's going on in this world. I think it's a big goddamn mess. I only go somewhere if I have to absolutely go for
I
food,
happen to
doctors,
agree.
whatever. Other than that,
Aw,
I don't want to
that's
go anywhere.
sad.
Well, I went camping with you guys, had a great time, but what was unique about that? What was different about that that was different about me in my own apartment? Nothing. We were just outside.
You got to live by that quote.
What?
It's not about, our life isn't about waiting for a sunny day. It's learning how to dance in the rain.
Dude, I've danced in the rain, my friend. I've ridden a motorcycle in the rain. Try that and talk some shit. But I was
I like
forced.
that saying too.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. But ride a motorcycle in the rain, and then tell me you have a motorcycle license, okay? Because that shit hurts. And it hits your face. It feels like you're being hit with 15 4-inch carpenter nails, okay? Gustavo, whatever his fucking
can't
name
take
was.
that
I think it
quote.
was Gustavo, actually. But because of having MS, I have to do these every 6 months infusion treatments, right? And the only way for me to get those friggin' treatments, as much as I declined the vaccines, refused to get the vaccines,
You
they
had
would
to
not
get the
allow me
vaccine.
into the infusion
Yeah,
center.
yeah. Well,
And
that's
because
why
of
my
my illness,
sister. Yep.
mhm,
Listen.
sucks. I don't want
It
the
does suck.
fucking. I
Who
can't get a
wants to
flu
be
vaccine.
Sucks
I'll
what they
die.
did to you guys.
well,
But
I
I
mean,
got, strong armed, really.
That is
well,
what it is.
yeah, and I mean, there was a great place where I could have put my sister, and unfortunately, they wanted her to be vaccinated, and she wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
And I don't blame her. So it is my body, my choice, and you're not allowing me to do that.
yeah.
I mean, what is this? Just because
You
What
know,
is that?
I have a feeling too. I'm actually Thursday on the 31st is my 8-hour infusion day, and
ah,
they
ouch.
give you the confirmation text messages from the facility, right? Make sure, whatever. And I haven't gotten the last time I did my infusion 6 months ago. They sent the appointment confirmation, but nothing was written about COVID or wear face protection or anything else. Well, guess
Oh,
what? On this last text I just got today, confirming my appointment for Thursday, make sure you wear appropriate face masking when you come to the facility.
I
And I'm
think
like,
They're
oh,
starting.
they're
pretty
not
sure
starting that
Biden
shit up again.
Biden
I think
submitted something
Biden
to
just did
Congress.
He wants us to
something.
mask back up. Yeah.
And you know
Well,
what?
wait, what is it? Oh, it's election year, right? Oh, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, but why? I mean,
Because he wants to win
Why?
again.
Yeah, but it's not election year yet. That's
2024.
not.
well,
Well,
yeah,
that's
it
next
is.
year. It's
Yeah, they're
2023.
doing the
They're
they've been doing
preempting.
they've been
Well, no,
doing
like
those
I went for a cardiac, a CAT scan of my heart just today,
Cat scanned
and
a cat.
the day before, they're asking me, and nobody else has, so something's happening. When did you get your COVID shot? Were you boosted? And I mean, are you going to tell me that I'm not going to screw you, screw all of you?
I got the
Because
first vaccine, and luckily for me, I didn't have to do a booster because I got the vaccine kind of when they were starting to kind of loosen the grip, if you will, with the whole
Mhm.
mask thing. So I was fortunate enough that I never had to show or present my vaccination card. So I was able to duck that booster, but I don't know what's going to happen Thursday. I'm not wearing a goddamn mask. I'm not going into that facility on Thursday with a mask on. And they've known me for years there. If I go in there Thursday and they say you can't come in without a mask, I'll be like, well,
I mean, hopefully
MS has to wait.
hopefully
Sorry.
we've learned that those
They don't
dollar
work.
store masks don't work, but the N95 might work. But
right, and
I
then
tried to wear it
95
once
does
at-
work.
yeah, I
But you
tried
know
to wear
what?
it at work. I couldn't
Again,
breathe well.
let's go.
No,
wait
because
1
they're thick
second.
cotton.
Can I say something?
No. Yes.
Let's not wear no mask.
The N95 is only 85% whatever,
Effective.
and effective. And then the other face ones are like 75%.
Yeah. And
So
let's
That's
be
good.
honest.
and cloth is really like 40%.
I could blow smoke through it.
It's porous.
but
This
wait,
fucking pothead over here.
but wait. Let me
Try to
ask you a
clam bake, it didn't even
question.
work.
Here's my question though, okay? I
right.
was in the waiting room today, and there was a woman hacking away, and she's coughing right in the air. Now,
Oh yeah,
I'm
that shit I
sorry.
don't like. That's
Yes.
ignorance.
I mean, it's ignorance.
That's
Cough into
racist.
your
Now
shoulder
that
here.
person should get vaccinated
racist.
immediately.
Yes, that person should get
They're
vaccinated.
angry and they're just coughing to fuck somebody up.
And they're just coughing, and
Yep.
it's just. But yeah, New York is gonna probably do it too, and
Oh yeah, mask it up.
And what are you gonna put these little kids
Oh,
in masks?
social distancing.
That's sad because we did a show on that before where the kids, I mean, a lot of, when you're little, a lot of your learning comes from facial
Come from his
expressions.
facial expressions. That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah. And now you're masking them up like some kind of ninja. You don't even
Yep.
know
Yeah.
what they're smiling or whatever.
I
Not to be
just
able to
don't
read
know.
people when you get older.
Yeah, wait.
you know-
I have to mention
That's
something
right.
though. I was watching NCIS the other night. I know I'm a freak. I binge on my series, but
Me too.
they did.
I'm doing suits.
There was a scene where they were talking to a woman from Iraq, and she had the covering and everything on. When they're locals, they can tell they know who each other
Yeah.
just based on the eyes. They don't
Yeah.
need the face and everything. They
Amazing.
can read eyes.
Yeah.
I was amazed. The girl was like, "Oh, Shahafa," whatever her name was, and they like I don't know how they did it. I'd need to see lips, ears, nose, facial,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I guess you become a product of your environment. But
I don't know. It just, and also I heard a fearful one. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory that
Oh, boy.
they're going to make it so
Bye-bye.
that lockdown.
Lock
I
it
think it's
down.
coming again. I think it's coming again. I think
Oh, I'll
because
die.
the
Mail-in
winter's coming.
votes.
Yep. But it looks like we are actually out of time here, Joanne. Thanks for
Oh,
coming
we
up,
gotta
Joanne. I
mail
was
it in.
actually
No,
talking
thank
about
you
you.
for having me.
Well,
Thank you
it's
for
always
having me.
it's always fun having a good argument with you, and
I
with
know,
you being
right?
mom of the show here. T.O. and I were coming off of a 3-day no
Binge.
talk because I was like, either I don't talk to him for a couple days, or I'm going to
Or
end
you're
up in
gonna fight.
jail with the Soul Asylum. Well, that's a band, Soul Asylum. The Soul.
Runaway
Soulless.
train,
Yeah.
never going back.
Well, I just got to get a better light for me over there. 'cause
Yeah,
where I'm
that's
sitting.
okay. No, I'm
But-
kidding.
Okay.
Something.
But yeah,
something
listen,
dark,
I have a
something.
T-shirt that says, "I'm going to leave everything to God because if I don't, I'm going to jail."
Yeah, well, they say give it away, now it's being given back. So,
Right?
That's
but,
why you sin, you told me. So Jesus didn't die for nothing.
Yeah.
true.
That's not right.
That's
I
not.
know.
Yeah, he covered me for a couple years.
But
That's
I
all
do
gotta
have a
say.
real question for next time.
Shoot. Oh, okay. Well, we'll bring that
For
up
next
on
time.
the
And
Raw
for next
Chat
time. Okay.
Facebook group.
I just want to know something. Being a Jew, okay, and being hated all the time, how come Catholics don't hate Jesus? He was a Jew.
Yes, he was, and-
I'm a Catholic.
And that's really weird. Well,
I
no,
don't hate Jews,
okay.
though.
I'll reference. All right, we're gonna go an extra minute here. I'm gonna reference The Sopranos one more time. One of Tony's good friends, and one of the good friends of the family, his last name is Hesh, Jewish guy,
Okay.
and big with horse racing and money and music.
Oh,
and
right. I
everything else.
remember this.
He was a main character, and
Yeah.
the Italians get along very well with the Jews.
Oh, well, we were talking about that with the casting
Supposedly.
director I was with. Yeah, supposedly Italians, and you know why we decided it? One other friend and I decided.
decided
because
it?
Both,
The Jews?
Well, no, us. My friend who's actually Italian and Jewish. It's basically because if you look at it, Jews and Italians bring their family together through food. Like Irish bring it through alcohol.
Alcohol.
yeah,
So-
and they wonder why most Irish people are bright red and have a history of violence.
Exactly.
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
that's the
Multiple
reason why, because
sclerosis.
they bring it that way. But I just wanted to bring that question up. Anyway, this was
Joanne, it's
lovely.
I don't know why,
Thank you.
actually.
Thank you for getting me out of my mood that I get
Well-
triggered and don't have the
Well,
patience
go
or
on
the
our
whatever.
Facebook. Go on Facebook chat
I did.
and leave your message there. And
will.
if anybody out there listening has any questions about any of the show that we did today or any other shows, just go to rawlive.com, shoot us a message. I have that fixed now. And Joanne, thanks again for coming up. Tio, thanks
Okay.
again for being here. We'll
Thank
be
you
back
for having
Wednesday
me.
with our premiere episode of Raw NFL
Right.
Weekly.
Oh, sports.
Yeah, and then Thursday we'll be back at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another episode of Raw Live. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay. Adios.